Use the coasters, please.
Don't do that.
What's happening, everybody? My name is Charles Blades, and this is the Current Gaming Podcast. I am joined by Aaron Weeks. How's it going, buddy?
Good.
Cheyenne Clark, how's it going?
Hello.
And my co-host who knows the most, David Morgan. How's it going?
Good.
You guys got striped shirts on today. You matched last night too.
Yes, this is true.
Tell me about how you guys pick your outfits in the morning.
We just pick whatever, and then like half the time, we end up looking the same. Not on purpose.
Our wardrobes are very similar
That's true.
by nature, so it's accidental most of the time.
Most.
But I just pick whatever's at the top of the hamper, honestly.
Yeah.
You take your clothes straight out of the hamper?
Some of the time. Well, I brought my clothes home
No.
for it's like
Oh.
vacation weekend.
Oh, okay.
So I got them at my parents' house. So there's like a hamper. Just
It's the
Isn't
freaking
the hamper-
weekend.
Isn't the hamper a place for dirty clothes?
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
I just brought
Well, it's a
them.
place for clean clothes that you bring back from the laundry too.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I just thought he just
like
never put his laundry away.
laundry
Well,
baskets were for.
It depends on if I put it away, and I don't
You're like the put her away. I usually do
put her away.
laundry.
Yeah.
We have a chore.
They call it put her away or carve.
That's right.
Well, we got a good show for you this week. We're going to be talking about all kinds of cool gaming stuff. We're going to be talking about Fortnite and PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, as we do every single week. We're going to be talking about Injustice a little bit. But first, we're going to be talking about the biggest news of the week, in my opinion, which was that IGN, what does IGN stand for?
International Gaming Network. Not really.
Probably.
That sounds right, doesn't it?
What does it stand for?
Internet Gaming Network.
Oh.
I got nothing to do. I don't know.
It doesn't stand for anything now, but it used to stand for Imagine Games Network.
Huh.
Oh, that's dumb.
That's
Alright.
way lamer than
Shots fired, man.
Well, I'm glad it doesn't stand for anything.
Now
sounds
it's
pretty
just IGN. But they bought the PC. Well, I guess it's not totally PC, but mainly PC. Key.
Yeah. Do they?
But what I don't know.
Humble Bundle.
Humble
They bought
Bundle. They
Humble
bumbled. They
bumbled
bumbled
Humble
Humble
Bundle.
Bumble.
Yeah, and this has led to a lot of speculation from a lot of places. And I just kind of want to get everybody's takes on it. So I don't know who wants to start off.
It seems like it could be a good thing. I mean, when Humble Bundles started out, like, they were super cool, and, like, you could get all of the, like, hot new indie games for, like, a couple dollars. Hello, Peter. And after a while, they started to be kind of not the greatest deals, like, games nobody has heard of, nobody cares about. And then they started, like, picking back up. They have their, like, monthly subscription now. I haven't heard too much about that. Sometimes it's good, probably. Sometimes not as good. But I think with, like, more people that know a lot about games and have, like, maybe interact with their audience, they might be able to, you know, bring back some good Humble Bundles. I don't know.
Aaron?
I think it seems weird. Like, why? Why
Yeah.
would they do this? Is there
David. No, why?
I mean, that's all I got. Really, like, why? I don't get it. Do they? Is there an end goal? Like, does Humble Bundle make a lot of money? Because I'm sure it was a business decision.
I thought it was mostly a charity organization.
I don't think it's mostly. I mean, I'm
Well,
sure they have to make money somehow.
Like, there has to be a business reason for them to
I
want
mean,
Humble Bundle, right?
The Humble Bundles do, like, go, like, some of the money goes to
You can
charity.
choose how much goes to what,
That's
right?
right.
That's true,
Developers, Humble Bundle cut, and then
That's
charity.
right. You do get to choose, like, how it's split.
That's right.
My guess would be that maybe that option is still there in some sort, but I would assume maybe it's like you can choose how like 50% of the money is split. No, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, the IGN will definitely cut back on
yeah,
it.
and I also think the biggest thing I think is a lot over the past few years we've seen gaming sites like if there's a news story about like Overwatch or something like that. If they put like an Amazon like associates link at the bottom of the story, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like they get a cut of that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
like an affiliate.
But like if IGN can just put the Humble Bundle link, then they get all of it. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like that is the business decision that was made.
Okay.
That would be my.
So IGN reports on a game and says, this is in the Humble Bundle, and then they link it, and then they go,
Yes.
thank you for the money.
Yes.
Makes sense.
That would be how I.
This is just such a weird, like, I was saying off camera, this is like if GameSpot bought like GOG. Like, it's just such a fucking, like, I don't have an opinion on it because nothing like this is, it's not that common.
It is a little
I guess,
weird.
like, Amazon sweeping up a bunch of smaller companies has been happening, so
Yeah.
it kind of feels like that in, like, a smaller form.
Well,
IGN is, like, the big...
I guess it's like the reverse of, like, Amazon owns the Washington Post.
That's right.
So
yeah.
it's like the reverse of that.
Like, Washington Post
Oh,
bought
Amazon, yeah, but they didn't.
Yeah, that would be pretty weird. I
Yeah,
guess
it's
it is
like a
kind of weird.
distributor owned by an outlet. It's just, like, yeah, that seems backwards. I don't know. That's why. It's just so, like, I don't know. I'm going to have to, like, wait and see if it changes anything, because it might.
I would err on the side of I doubt it changes that much, to be totally honest. I understand there are ethical implications when it comes to this stuff, and I understand people's criticism of that, but I think if you can manage it appropriately, how any editorial staff is supposed to, in that, like, your advertiser portion of your business does not talk to the editorial portion of your business, then things shouldn't be that crazy. But I don't know. Like, at the same time, I understand if somebody is like, oh, it's scummy, like, they wrote a glowing review of Overwatch, and at the bottom you can buy it on Humble Bundle. Like, that's like that's I understand.
It's not gonna be that egregious.
Yeah,
I assume.
I don't know.
Whatever.
We shall see.
No
Aaron.
opinion on it.
Speaking of things we're gonna have to see about, I don't know his name. Fuck. The game director of Injustice: Gods Among Us has is that what the second one's called? Is that the first one, or is it Injustice: Gods Among Us 2?
We're really prepared.
I don't remember.
Just call it the first one or the second.
Injustice 2.
The Injustice team is thinking about bringing their game to Switch.
Cool.
Okay.
I'm sure that'll look great.
I was never a fan of Injustice, so like that. I don't
You
really
don't
care.
care?
But I mean, cool. I'd like to see more stuff.
The
on Switch.
implications are cool.
The implication.
Surely.
Any third-party games coming to Switch, awesome.
Not that every game needs to be on the Switch, but I think.
Why not? Bring as many as you can, in my opinion. The
I was
more,
just
the better.
thinking Overwatch would be fun on the Switch, but also it would be terrible. But it
I
would
have
be
like
fun.
there's like a flow chart I go through with buying games on the Switch. I'm like, is it available on another platform that I play? Like, if there's a game that's like on PS4 and on Switch, and like the Switch version is gimped in any way, I'm like, I'm just gonna buy it on the PS4 because.
Where does that level stop for you?
Like, if it's like, oh, the Switch version runs at like a lower resolution, I'm like, that's fine. But if it's like the Switch version has less features, like with FIFA or something, that's like automatic.
So like, where are the features? All right, so let me think. I'm just trying to think of a random
Like, if
example.
Injustice was like it runs at
30
like,
instead
30
of 60.
instead of 60, that's enough for me. I'm like, that's.
Oh, that's a deal
I would
breaker.
rather just play like
Okay.
definitive version.
All right.
But like games that like port without any trouble, like indie games like that, like I would double dip for.
Yeah.
Because like that's fucking awesome.
Imagine if there was a system like related to the PlayStation in some way that like if you bought it on one system, you could own it on that system too.
Wow.
And it was a portable system all on its own. It had a little bubble home screen.
Jesus.
But it was
Imagine
underpowered and felt like
Imagine
shit.
if that
This thing
existed.
feels like a toy
Felt like a
in your
cheap-
hands.
You're all
Fisher Price
trash,
toy.
Dude, this sucks.
Imagine if that console had existed.
Wow.
Fucking Vita apologist over here.
Amazing.
Yeah, no, I just thought.
That's cool though. I mean, I hope it's not a shit version like FIFA.
Yeah, FIFA.
But-
yeah, it's terrible
I feel like they'll probably devote more resources to it
to bring it
than
over.
EA might have done. I don't know the story there, but I have a feeling that FIFA kind of got shit canned on that front. I think it could have done better.
Yeah. This next story we have here is about Phil Spencer. He gave an interview with GameSpot, I want to say. I'm sorry, I don't have it open. Oh my gosh.
Just reading this off.
You're letting us down.
Phone.
Am I vamp for me?
It's the
Aaron.
problem for like doing it live with
Vamp.
I don't know what that means. You want me to be a vampire?
Yes.
Alright.
Get your
Is that-
cat.
is that our Halloween
Cats are
costume?
easy way out.
He's mad because you guys put his bed on the floor. He's like, why the fuck am I not one of you?
Oh.
Because normally
You can
his
sit right here.
yeah, that's his spot on the couch is right there.
Oh, I'd be pissed too.
Yeah, so
I'm
he's
sorry,
like,
Pete.
this is some bullshit. I gotta sit on the
Degraded.
floor.
He is a little upset, aren't you?
Oh,
His little friend is
his
hanging
little
out with him.
looks.
Poor buddy.
That's okay.
Alright, he gave an interview to GameSpot, and he said, people always knock me on this, but I've been on record. I don't love the idea or practice of us paying so other platforms can't play or use a certain gun in the game or do a certain level. I know, I say that in Xbox's history with DLC windows, including Call of Duty, and I understand the fingers are pointing right back at us, but I can't only be who I am, and that might not be the best PR answer. So basically, he was talking about he doesn't like exclusive content in DLC.
Yes.
And so I just wanted to kind of gauge your guys' reaction. Like, do you buy that? How do you, like, David?
This is the response of someone in second place.
Yep.
That's the end. They know Sony has all of the marketing power, all of the like user base and install base that they need to win this generation, and they already have basically. This is Microsoft. Because if Microsoft were in first, they would be pulling this shit. This Destiny 2 like PS4 exclusive strike for 6 months. They would be doing the same fucking thing. This is just them trying to like garner kind of like audience goodwill by saying, "Hey, we're not the bad guys. We think this is just as bad as you guys do." But if the tables were turned, it would be a totally different story. Phil Spencer doesn't fucking believe that. Are you kidding me? This is all just like...
No, I bet he does believe that, to be totally honest.
Like, as a person...
Like, as a person, he probably...
But, like, Microsoft, like... the company probably doesn't believe that.
Oh, no.
At the top of the
totem pole.
order. Yeah.
Totem pole.
Tell me about what you think about exclusive DLC, Aaron.
It's pretty cool.
You like it?
You don't think that.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Shut the fuck up.
It's pretty cool, dude. I like it.
Pretty cool.
It's so dumb.
Cheyenne, any thoughts?
I mean, I can understand why it exists. Like, how are you going to get someone, like, if there's a game that exists on multiple consoles and PC, like, how do you get someone to choose the game on
easy.
your system?
The developers aren't the ones that push for that. The reason that exclusive content exists isn't because as me as like a developer, like I'm trying to sell my game, right? I want it to sell as much as possible. I don't fucking care what platform it's on. Unless, and this is what happens, Sony comes to me with a big fucking fat check and they say, hey, gate this content for our platform for 6 months and we'll give you a $2 million bonus or something. That is why it happens. The developers aren't the ones being like,
no, I didn't think
I want to sell more.
No, the developers don't care.
This is my thing, though.
Platform.
That should be like church and state. That should be a totally separated fucking...
Yeah, well.
There should be no, like, hegemony force that's like, hey, developers, we're going to give you a bonus if you put this on our platform first. Like, that should be a totally separated world. Like, they should just be the distributors, and they should make the hardware. And I've had this fucking rant to CJ because I just started reading Blood, Sweat, and Pixels and Publishers of the Devil, and I've got hot opinions about that, but this is just like that on another level. This is like the hardware developers going to the little guys and being like, hey, here's the money you desperately need. Fuck over the consumers, please, for like 6 months. It's silly.
You're right. Yeah, you're right on time. By one instance, I will think of somebody doing content exclusive, like not DLC, but content exclusive to platforms or whatever. Well, I think Rocket League did a really good job of it with like they had Sweet Tooth on PlayStation.
Oh well, yeah. I mean that's
and they had
everybody gets something.
That's such a minor.
Well, no, I'm just saying. Like, I just think that's like a little fun thing, and like
Yeah.
so it's not always the end of the world.
I mean, it's like bad
Of
in
course
Destiny's
not. No,
case
no.
because like with
Yeah.
Destiny, you just get better fucking.
Destiny's is
Yeah.
terror
I
strikes.
guess
That's.
a
I guess
difference.
I'm talking about the common.
All right, I'm just saying.
You're right. Rocket League did it.
Destny's is bad because like
Yeah,
if you have it on
Destiny's
Xbox,
the
it's
difference
just
is
a
though-
worse game.
You want to say that? They literally the strike where you can hide underneath the stairs in the first game, like that. It was on Mars and you fought that one guy. It was like this.
Yeah.
They got that like 2 weeks ago. That just came to Xbox 2 weeks ago.
You hide under the stairs.
Jesus Christ. So
Like that's absurd.
after
right?
Destiny 2 comes out,
That's
they get
absurd,
access to
yeah.
the fucking.
Oh,
And,
the
like-
first games.
Yeah.
Strike?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Holy shit!
and like Hawkmoon and stuff like that just came to Xbox.
What the fuck? That's
Interesting.
absurd.
So you get some of the best content on the PS4, and it's just fun, good
And then
times. You get the full game. Xbox just gets a gimped version.
And then it goes farther than that too, where they give exclusive DLC inside of the DLC for the game. Where like in the Taken King, there were PlayStation exclusive guns and items and shaders in that game, and like that's fucked up.
Yeah.
Well, here's the
real
thing
fucked
though:
up.
is
Buy
Rocket
DLC,
League
get
is
more
different because everybody.
I
gets
agree, Rocket League is
something.
I'm just saying.
It's like okay, if you're on this
That's a
platform,
good
this
kind
is
of
what you
exclusive
get.
content.
Yeah, I think that's awesome.
Yeah.
But Destiny is like
Well,
these
there's-
guys get something, you get nothing.
Because you were saying earlier, you're like, developers never think about this stuff. And I'm like, well, I bet they did in like the Rocket League case, because they had to build the Mario and Luigi stuff. And
But do you think that Sony came to them like, we need a Sony exclusive car? Or do you think they were just like, this would be fun if Sweet Tooth was in the game? And then they went to Sony. I feel like it's the latter.
That's cool though, because it just seems like a fun way to like
Yes.
do
Incorporate.
something for the people
I
that
don't
play
think
on
they
a console.
got money for putting
Whereas
Sweet
like
Tooth.
Destiny's is like an egregious, like obvious way for them to just
Yeah.
get money
Yeah.
from
Exactly.
one developer.
I
from
think they're
one
totally
There's,
separate
there's
stories.
definitely a difference between those.
I don't know though. I'm not on the fucking. That's
just wanted to bring that up. Thought that'd be an interesting point of.
I have opinions
Sure.
about it.
Interesting topic. This next thing we're gonna be talking about is Wolfenstein 2.
Great. Game's gonna be great.
Get the Nazis.
Get Nazis.
What did I say? It was gonna score 84. I don't know.
I had some absurdly high number for South Park. I was talking about that the other day. I was like, why did I say
that? Get Nazis. That has been a lot of their marketing material around the game.
That's fair.
Yeah, is that all? Like, make America Nazi free again? I think in one of the ads or whatever and stuff like that.
People got mad that it was... You're trying to be too political with your Nazi killing.
Well, yeah, that's a whole other topic. But recently, the community manager...
The PR person, essentially?
Let me look and see what it is. Creative director.
That's not the community manager.
No, not at all. Creative. Had a C in it, motherfucker. Calm down. Gave a quote to GameSpot where he kind of, I feel like, I don't know, like undercuts a lot of their marketing stuff. He says,
really?
They gave basically their question was, how do you feel about Wolfenstein being very topical at this point in time, and how
he was like,
no,
it's not at all.
He said it's definitely not something we anticipated when we started writing the script in 2014. Right after we released the first one, somehow things have gotten strangely topical, which of course is not something we anticipated or feel especially good about, and that's the way it is, I guess. Yeah, so like that's kind of, I don't know, like this just kind of.
I would dislike it a lot more if he literally said it's not topical. What do you mean?
Well, yeah.
At least he didn't say that.
Topical.
What's your problem with this quote? Exactly.
I don't know. It just kind of feels like
softballing it.
They're just like having their cake and eating it too.
What, like them just being like, oh, we didn't know it all?
Well, no, yeah. Like,
you wanted them to come out like
they're backpedaling kind of.
Yeah, like they had this whole marketing campaign and a lot of stuff is dedicated.
That's like, I feel like that's a totally different like team on that. They were like, oh, fuck,
I mean, yeah, they're definitely team, but like
the writers weren't like in 2014 being like, I know what's gonna happen.
But the game presents itself in a way that's like killing Nazis. It's been like,
I mean,
they're just capitalizing on a situation.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't feel like that's good.
Probably not, but you know,
if you think about it, like. Capitalizing on the rise of Nazism in America? That's not that cool.
Yeah.
If you think about it that way.
They're capitalizing on destruction of Nazis.
Exactly.
Though.
That's what I'm saying.
That's why it is.
I mean, but it wouldn't be cool if Nazis weren't in vogue right now.
I would love it if Nazis weren't in
is so
vogue.
stylish, dude.
Yeah, I would love it if that.
You gotta blame the Nazis for that, dude. You can't blame Wolfenstein.
Well, no, but the Wolfenstein sees that and says, we have a game marginally kind of related to that. Let's go full bore into that. But then when people actually ask us about the content of our game, it's like, oh, well, it's not really about that. I don't know. That's just kind of strange.
You guys ready for a really bad analogy? It'd be like if I made a fucking game, like a collection of games that Iwata worked on directly, and then like he died, and then I was like, oh shit, look, it's a tribute to Iwata, but like I had been working on it for like years beforehand, and then like pretended that it was all of a sudden like this special thing. It's just them making the most out of a shitty situation, but also that's.
I don't know that that's the same though, because it seems to me like they're just. Using the Nazi thing as, oh, our game's about killing Nazis. Like, isn't that funny?
It's the
there's
Nazis job. Yeah.
Like, it's just I don't see the problem.
They're not fueling the. They're
not promoting Nazism.
I'm not saying they're promoting Nazism. I'm saying they're exploiting the rise of Nazism.
But they're not appealing to the Nazis.
They're not.
So it doesn't
You're
matter.
making it sound like in some way they're contributing to people that.
Not what I'm trying to say in any way.
I know what you're saying, but it's like you're like making it out like it's like. Almost like an exploitation thing.
That's exactly what it is.
But
that's what I said 4 times.
But the
I said exploiting the situation multiple times.
All right, but like the thing is, there's a right answer to all of this, and they are appealing to the people who
like. What were they supposed to do? Just ignore the fact that Nazis are a thing right now?
No, they up front they could have just been like, "Hey, our game is about Nazis. Nazis aren't cool. Richard Spencer sucks. Nazis really aren't cool."
So take a really just like somber, like direct approach to it and just address it.
Like their game isn't about like killing Nazis in the way that it is relevant today, and all their marketing material I feel like presents it in that way.
I think they were trying to do it in like a lighthearted way, like trying to make light of a terrible situation type deal.
They're trying to tie in their game that wasn't connected to what's going on right now in a way that made like riled people up. Like, yeah, I want to fucking kill Nazis.
Exactly, and like I don't. That game is not about that at all.
Yeah,
you're gonna get in there and they're gonna be like, literally just like.
So you're. Saying false advertising, essentially.
Yeah, or like advertising that's capitalizing and exploiting on a rising trend in American politics. That's like worrying. And I don't know. It strikes me as like
it's disingenuous is the word.
I guess
it strikes me as having your cake and eating it too. Like they want to. On one hand, they want to be able to say, "Oh, our game is all about killing Nazis. Fuck Nazis. Nazis suck. we hear you guys, man. We're done with the alt-right, man. They suck. Make America Nazi-free again. But at the same time, they're like, our game's not really about that. Like, it's unfortunate that, like, that's...
They don't want to get politically tied up as like, developers.
Yeah, but I don't think they've ever actually mentioned the alt-right and anything, like, actually specifically related to what's happening today. Like, it's... That would be fun.
DLC's gonna be killing Richard Spencer.
That would be fine. I'd buy that immediately. But I just think, like...
fucking Nazi?
They're kind of...
Yeah. What? It's a white supremacist.
Oh, and he might be coming to our
Richard
Spencer?
I know the name, but no, I did not know that guy was a Nazi.
Yes.
Literally, yes.
Yeah, he's
gonna get punched in the face.
He's the guy that coined the term alt-right.
Very cool.
He's gonna be. You see in a few weeks.
But no, but you said they don't explicitly, like, they say make America Nazi-free again. Like, that's an explicit
right, but they never
reference to
said
Donald
anything
Trump.
about, like, the alt-right or...
I mean, that's they're 1-1. Like, I kind of...
No, I definitely agree, but I just think that they're kind of trying to keep it related to their game enough, and, like, it's just kind of like, you know...
It's...
People like us are gonna see that and be like, yeah, fuck up Nazis. Like, that's...
But that's the point.
I'm into that.
Yeah, that's the point.
It's just their marketing team being like, this is clever.
They're capitalizing and exploiting.
Like, honestly, the developers are probably just like, I don't fucking... Like, this is irrelevant to me. Like, I just made the game...
Like, the first Wolfenstein isn't about, like, how Nazism is bad. It's about, like...
Just literally, what if Hitler won?
Well, no, it's not. It's about, like, the underlying themes on it are, like, going, like, pushing through even though when you don't have anything to fight for, or the result is meaningless. It just feels good to fight sometimes and stuff
but
like
you
that.
get to kill Nazis, don't you?
I mean, you do, but like, there's also, like, this whole, like, fetishization of Nazis in that series where, like, Nazis are these supreme, like, scientific, like, people that, like, if they were almost there kind of, like, situation where it's like, I don't know, it's weird to me.
I don't really think that's at all what the game is about, though.
Definitely, Nazis took over. They're, like, scientifically advanced.
Okay, no, I'm saying
like,
they're not, like, putting Nazis on a pedestal, like...
They're saying, like, on like, not a great pedestal, but, like, they're still saying, like, Nazis, like, had shit together, kind of.
I mean, they're the bad guy. Like, they gotta fucking, like,
Literally,
they're gonna take over.
If the Nazis won in this universe, by, like, 1950-something, there would be, like, robots.
Yeah, like, that's, like, absurd. Like, Nazism, like, wasn't, like, a good system of government. Like, they weren't good. They didn't have... Like, all the top leaders of the Nazi party were fuck-ups. Like, they weren't, like, scientifically, like, good people. Like, they weren't, like, making inventions that were fucking sound. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And, like...
I just think it's a video game. Like, I feel
What
like
if we
we're
try to
taking
make
this
their
too
eyeballs?
seriously.
Well, no, alright, I feel like that's bullshit. That's like, oh, it's just a video game. Fucking argument.
I just feel like
Fuck
people,
that
like,
noise.
we're looking too deep into this.
No.
Like, it's a fucking...
I see where you're... I never thought of it like that. I see where you're coming from, but at the same time...
Like, you're overthinking
it needs to be an oppressive force for the tone of the game. I don't think that their intention was to, like...
That's what I was saying.
But I get... There's both sides here, guys. We can listen to both arguments all day.
Like, it just doesn't make sense to me. They're like, well, fucking Nazis wouldn't have robots. The Nazis are fucking... They're saying the Nazis are smarter than us.
I mean, that's what the game says.
I guess. I don't...
Implicitly, in its context, that is the foundation of the game.
Alright.
Is that
You're
Nazis...
on a tangent.
Well, no, I'm just interested. No, I'm having a fun talk.
Alright.
Anyway.
I don't know. Anyway.
Siege is a Nazi.
No.
That's what
Nope,
happened.
not at all.
Shit.
Nope, not at all. This next story we have here is about Fortnite, the Epic Games Battle Royale game. We've been playing it a bunch. We got
a bunch.
2.
I played 3 games and I won 2 of them.
That all checks out.
Really good at that
They
game.
track your stats now, which is nice.
Oh, too late.
I mean, no, you get
Retroactively?
yeah.
Can't play
Do
anymore.
you get to keep your cool umbrella after?
Yeah, you get your stuff.
Oh, do you only get that when you win?
I think so.
That's fucking cool.
We're not
I got
100%
that, like,
sure about that.
Second game I played. Dude.
Yeah.
It's so good.
But we've been playing that a little bit, and the developer Epic is taking action against some cheaters within the game.
Yeah, banning a lot of people.
Yeah, well, banning a lot of people, obviously. A lot of companies have been kind of cracking down on that. I know Overwatch did a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
PlayerUnknown's like does like if you team kill, like they ban you and stuff like that. It's very very hardcore. But they're taking the next step, which is suing people that are making aimbots for the game.
Oh,
Interesting.
So, they're saying it's under the Digital Millennial Copyright Act. They're like toying with the code of the game. So like in that spirit, a dog just ate trash outside that I'm looking at. In that spirit, they have decided to sue these people. How do you guys feel about that?
You know what? They're right.
Yeah.
Don't. That'd be like.
Yeah, don't.
I mean,
fucking
yeah.
cheat.
There's no real good analogy. I can't make a good food analogy here.
Food analogy?
But
When you made a food analogy?
You don't need
Well, it's
to.
just like the go.
I don't know if it's worth the effort to sue them though. Like, wouldn't it be easier to just ban them and be done with it? Like, do they really need to? I mean, I guess if they're trying to make
making
examples,
Maybe it'll set a precedent
But-
for other people. That's very interesting. I don't know. That's like has anyone else done something like that before? Like suing people
Not that I
because
know
of
of.
Not that, yeah.
aimbots or like things like that. Yeah.
Yeah, because aimbots in particular have been a big point of contention around all
I mean,
this
you
stuff.
know, if like somebody like rigged a fucking slot machine at a lottery or something, and like or like at a casino, that they would fucking crack down and like sue their ass like
Yeah.
in a second. The only reason these guys get away with it for so long is because they're like internet. They live in fucking like Eastern Europe, and they're just like, I'm not fucking with this right now.
Mhm.
I don't know where these people are based. I know it was like one site in particular that was like the most egregious for like putting out aimbots for Fortnite, especially. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, do what you got to do. That's their it's their IP. You can't go in and tamper with it and make it an unfair playing field for everybody. That like hurts their business. It's like literally taking like if I played it and I got hacked, like or I got cheated against, I would have a bad experience that I would maybe not want to like pay any money for it. So that's like actually costing them profits. That's grounds for that kind of action, I think. So
Aaron, you feel the same way?
what are you digging for?
I'm trying to find the quote. There's a funny quote. They quoted one of the people they filed a lawsuit against, and he basically I think he said like "suck my ass" epic or something like that, which was very funny.
Well, the
exactly like
inverse
that
of
kind
this
person.
is the guys in Overwatch last year. They got banned for cheating. Like rallied together and acted like they were gonna sue Blizzard for banning them.
Yeah, I remember that.
That was hilarious.
Dumb, very dumb people.
That's what was the other thing? There was a Kickstarter for a Super Mario RPG 2 this week, and the guy on the Kickstarter said like, so as many of you know, the biggest risk to this project is
Nintendo.
DMCA from Nintendo.
Yeah.
But with enough funding, we can contact the right groups to make sure that that's not a problem.
That's terrible.
They had, like,
respect that.
They had, like
small.
Mario like doing the like, if you don't make the game, you don't have to worry about the lawsuit.
That's pretty good.
Yeah,
That's an interesting topic we could come back to is like fan games and stuff.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, like
It is.
AM2R, right?
Just change all the fucking names or something. Make it silly. Like people will know what the fuck's up.
I don't know. I just thought that'd be fun. There's one more story we have here, and it's about VR. Oculus is making a Oculus Go VR headset, which is $300, and it is.
Is it 300? I thought it was 200.
Oh, it could be 200. I might be wrong.
It was
I'm doing all this off top. It is $200 to $300. No one is sure.
It's about half the
No
price
one.
of the normal Oculus.
Yeah, and it's Oculus Go, meaning that you don't need any PC or any extra peripherals to mess with it. It does everything internally.
What the fuck is it for?
So
It's for VR.
But like movies?
I don't know. I'm not making it.
Is it the same games that are on?
There's no fucking way. It
Not
has
some
to be a
of the-
console
yeah.
in itself.
So it's like a,
I think it's kind of like a mobile,
Oh, I know what it
is.
mobile
It's like
version
the-
of
You guys
it.
remember those things when we were
Oculus.
kids and you like flicked a little
Maybe
photograph?
those
A kaleidoscope?
No.
No,
They were like the
but-
photo viewers. It's just like that, but you
Yeah.
don't need the sunlight.
I had one that was Mickey Mouse, and it was kind of scary, but.
That's all it is.
You want to talk to us about your fear of Mickey Mouse?
No.
It's just a bunch
But
of
no,
JPEGs.
So is it going to be similar to like the Samsung VR? Because like Samsung, like you
That's
just
the one
use
you put your phone in,
and
right?
it's like
Yeah.
so like in there.
I think it's like in
watch
between. I think it's like a
movies
middle ground. There are games. The biggest game that it's not announced or anything like that, but Respawn, the developers of Titanfall, are making a game for it. Apparently.
For that in particular?
Yes.
So it's just like the headset, and
Yep.
do you have all of your games like digitally?
I
would assume
suppose,
because you don't have a console to like physically.
I mean,
put
maybe they're
anything.
like
Here's the thing
cartridges or
though,
something.
how the fuck do you go from needing like a Titan graphics card and like a $800
Get the
headset
Titanfall dev.
to needing a $200 fucking piece of plastic that you strap to your face to run games? I'm calling bullshit on.
I don't think the games are in any way like the AAA quality games that are on
That
Oculus.
okay? Then there you go. That's all the red flags I need because all the games that are out in VR right now are literally like half-baked fucking shitty tech demos.
Well,
So you're telling me that like this underpowered piece of hardware that's probably weaker than the Switch is gonna like run fucking VR games that are worth anything? Like,
Alright.
nah, I don't think so.
well, I was gonna play devil's advocate and maybe Is fidelity in games why you're playing a game
When
in VR?
you're in virtual reality, yeah, it fucking is. There's the fucking titles right there. It's virtual reality, not virtual. I'm gonna look at these 16-bit fucking graphics in 3 dimensions. That's ridiculous.
I don't know
Dude,
if
virtual NES games would be cool as fuck. I could hang out.
Oh,
with
that
your
would be
shoe
cool.
and-
I don't know.
No.
You were playing Duck Hunt last night. Imagine if like you were in the 16-bit like forest.
Yeah, dude,
in
you
Duck
were
Hunt.
the Duck Hunt.
I can't wait for these. I kicked ass at Duck Hunt last
You
night.
did.
I can't wait for these fucking games to be like 480p and then people are like vomiting in like 20 seconds when they fucking put on the headset because like they're all janky and jittery and like the hardware is weak. And to develop for that, why the fuck as a developer would I develop for this very specific peripheral when I could develop for 3 fucking headsets that are being made by
Well,
3 different people?
Well, this peripheral is way cheaper than those headsets, and
Yeah.
the level of what is the level of things you already have to like in order to run a Vive or Oculus, you need like a $1,000 PC, and in order to run PSVR, I mean it's not as bad, but you would need a PS4.
Mm-hmm.
So like from baseline, you need $800 worth of stuff.
And
Probably
then you
more
also
like
have
900.
to buy the headset.
Yeah, and
Like
like
Which
the
is
other thing is,
ridiculously
the early adopters that wanted to play VR games have already bought all of that bullshit. So, like, to the normal consumer, you would need something really awesome on this $200 piece of hardware.
well,
to,
maybe
like,
the really
sell it.
awesome thing is just like watching a movie in there or doing like a VR experience. I don't know.
I don't need to
cardboard
watch a
ones.
movie for,
Not a movie, but like maybe like something specifically tailored to VR. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like if I could do a 15-minute thing where I'm Harry Potter and I can go Wingardium Leviosa or something like that. That would
Like
be
if-
like cool.
I just feel like people don't know how to like utilize that like VR yet. Like they don't really know like what works for it and like
VR is a shitty fucking game. It's a shitty meme and it's never gonna take off because it's just like 3D. It's the same fucking bullshit.
I hate
If you told me that there was a VR headset with full 360-degree trackpad that I could like walk around in the fucking world and like like the 360-degree treadmill things, like where you
Okay.
can walk and like actually like not have to like point and click where you want to go.
Like in the episode of Community.
Yeah, and you told me that like I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I don't give a shit. I just agree with you. But I'm like fucking in Dark Souls or something like real life. I would still rather
Why?
fucking play it on my
It's Bloodborne.
2D
Email.
TV. I would still rather just fucking play on a TV at that point. Maybe that's just me, but like
I agree with you. I'm just being devil's advocate.
I understand, but like it's a shitty argument because VR is a shit idea. It's a bad idea.
It's a
will
bad
never be
idea. It's
good.
just not well executed right
Yeah,
now.
It
like,
will
like
never
I was
be
saying,
good.
I just don't think people know what to do with it right
Yeah.
now. It's
It could
too
be something
soon for it
eventually,
to
but it's
actually
not
be.
now.
It will never,
Right.
ever.
I think it has a better
the
chance
audience.
than 3D ever did.
I disagree. I just think it's way more expensive.
It's very much.
It is very,
it's-
very expensive.
It's very cost
But it's still
prohibitive.
so early in its life that like
Which is
People
why
said
I
the
don't
same
think
shit
it
about-
should have been like open to consumers yet. Like they hadn't really like done anything for it yet, and it's like here buy this Oculus Rift for like $600.
Of course, because they're like,
and
I
buy
had the
our games
idea, I need to sell it immediately.
and- Right. That's
Like, think of like motion controls. Like, how often do you fucking see motion controls?
motion controllers bad.
It's the same fucking thing. It's just with your head. It's just a fucking motion controls.
That's
with
I'm not
eyeballs.
controlling the game, but doing
Well, like,
this. Like,
motion,
there's like
motion controls were successful.
Hardly. Like, they're
No.
barely fucking
I mean,
utilized.
The
Some
Wii is
of
the
them
second
are.
best selling console of
Yeah.
all time.
Yeah, because it was a novelty, just fucking
I'm
gimmick.
just
and
saying
now
they were
It
successful.
has no lasting power.
I'm not saying that. I just said they were successful.
Sure, is the fucking
Different.
Oculus successful?
That's
Hardly.
not what I said.
So you're looking for something that's continuously successful because the
I'm
motion
looking for something that
motion
can
controls
be-
do not hold up.
I'm not saying they do. I'm just saying they were successful.
It was a one-off like
Being
coincidence.
successful and being a good idea are not synonymous.
and I feel like
also.
no, no one ever said that. I'm just saying your argument that is like VR is dead in the water. I'm like, and then you're like your argument was VR is dead in the water. It's just
Well,
like
no, it's
motion
both.
controls.
I get to have my cake and eat it too, motherfucker. It's
I
dead
like
in the
it.
water and it's selling like shit. So like,
Those are synonyms.
it's dead in the water and it's a bad idea. That's what I meant to say.
All right. Yeah.
No one's buying it and it's shitty.
I don't think it's a bad. I think for interactive experiences, VR is awesome. Like if it's just like maybe you get to go in and see like parts of a movie or like.
Or if you can go to the fucking zoo or something.
play something like
Yeah.
fucking What Remains of Edith Finch, like a walking simulator. It's like perfect for something like that.
Yeah.
Like it'd be
That's what I'm
awesome.
saying,
I
they don't-
guess.
they don't
Too
know how to do it
expensive.
right.
To be
Yes.
fair,
It is.
way too expensive for
Yeah.
that. But maybe someday they'll find.
I
a
think
way.
that's the problem. It's very
It's
cost
not-
prohibitive.
It's
Where
not ready.
we're like with the Wii, the whole thing was like you could get the Wii and then that was it, and then you had a Wii, And
Yeah,
you
and
can
you
play and you can play Wii Sports.
Well,
and you're
Nintendo
fine.
realized very quickly that like making those fucking family-friendly games that like appeal to soccer moms aren't going to sell because they only buy one of them and they don't buy the other iteration.
I mean,
Yeah.
They're like, I have Wii Sports.
to
Why
be
do I
clear,
need
they
Wii?"
did not learn very quickly. It took them a generation.
Yeah, it took them the whole Wii U.
Well, they figured it out eventually. That like
It took them the back half of the Wii and the whole Wii U to figure that out.
I think it's the same thing with this though. Like it's like you're like, oh, this is revolutionary the first time you do it, and then like by the time like this fourth fucking explorative, I'm gonna say fucking walking simulator comes out, you're like,
Fuck you.
I'd rather just fucking play this on my TV. Like it's fine, but like it's just so, you gotta put on the fucking headset. You gotta make sure the cords are around. You gotta make sure you got fucking room in your living room.
Well, this is the part of the Oculus Go is you don't have to worry about all that.
Is that true? You don't have to put all the fucking sensors
No,
on
you
your walls
don't.
and bullshit.
No, that is the point of it.
And how?
So then you just have a fucking TV strap.
Yes.
That's stupid.
Yes.
I'm just making.
I'll just
argument.
take a fucking fishbowl and fold it up to my fucking computer monitor and stick my face in it. It'll be the same goddamn thing. It's no different.
I got a fish island. So
David's
that-
got real opinions about
Beaver's a shitty fucking meme. It is going to
Got
die
nothing
in like the
to
next 3
say.
years.
Alright.
I bet like something important.
I'd bet with you to be totally honest.
It's shit. It's a bad.
I'd say you're
It's
right.
not
In
working.
2024, we'll see it come back just like.
What I bet
Wolfenstein.
happens is it becomes like a bar thing, or
Like an arcade
or
bar.
is that like Dave and
It's
Buster?
And then you put it in the fucking headset. It's like got like fucking
Yeah,
hives.
it
on
has like fucking salmonella and pink eye on it at all times.
Jesus, salmon. Somebody's cracking my eggs on
Yeah.
your fucking
Got
VR.
salmonella
So
on
fucking
it.
sweaty and
And I can definitely see that happening.
sure.
Well, that is it for the news this week.
Thank God.
We're done talking about news, Aaron. What you been playing?
What have I? Destiny. I'm playing a lot of Destiny still. Did you say why?
Yeah,
You
no,
been playing
I
just
said wow.
Oh, they said why?
Like, wow, what a
What
shocker.
the fuck?
Like you've been playing it like WoW?
Wow, like
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
Not even close. Like we played WoW way more intense.
Metroid 2.
Well, then,
Samus
back to Destiny. You've been playing
It's
Iron Banner. How's that?
twice.
It's
Or
fun.
Danny, you can chime in too, because I haven't played it at all.
It's the
Fine.
same as
Quick
normal
play.
Crucible. It's literally just control with like
Quick play
a
with
different
shaders.
narrator.
A
Alright.
worse narrator.
Yeah.
This is amazing.
He doesn't even.
Lord Salad is not anywhere near as exciting as what's his name? Shax.
Alright.
Iron Man kind of sucks to be honest. Like it's not anything special at all. It's
Yeah, it
literally
was
just control.
From what I'm understanding, like there's no armor buffs or anything like that.
They'd be like,
so-
yeah, what made Iron
Oh
Banner
my
special?
God.
Oh yeah, the
I'm not
item
saying that
levels.
was a good system,
We're
but
just
like
gonna
the
take
new
that.
system is worse because it's nothing.
Take that out.
Yeah.
Just make it quick play. Okay, thanks.
Yeah, that's dumb.
It's fucking stupid.
It's cool that I
Do
get like
something
fun
else at
shaders
least.
and armor.
Yeah, they should have. What it should have been is new game types,
Yeah,
like a big team battle.
Iron
or a-
Banner.
That would've been awesome.
You have to fucking, I don't know. Yeah, big team battle or something. Anything.
Iron Banner, we're gonna give you quick play, but limit it to control.
Cool.
That's
It
it.
is the most fun one.
This is amazing. All right, so what else have you been playing?
Metroid again, same as once comes on the DS.
Samus Cummies again.
No.
It's I've gotten further into it. I understand it a little bit more. It's really fun. The powers you get are pretty cool. The aiming is fun. Didn't like it at first because I couldn't get used to like you have to hold L to do the free aim thing, and then you have to hold R to shoot rockets.
Is this RZ?
No. What?
Isn't that what the R's buttons
Oh,
are?
the like smaller buttons.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
RZ.
Yeah. But it's like hard sometimes for my little brain to comprehend, like jumping, holding this, and hitting the fire button, all at the same time.
Yeah.
It's like a little bit too much, but it's still
Should
fun.
play Cuphead. It's only got 3 buttons.
There you
It's
go.
fucking awesome.
I do want to play Cuphead. It's
It is
just
so fucking good.
I think the controls on Metroid Returns or Samus Returns or whatever the fuck
Metroid. I'm back.
are not great. But I mean, it's I guess they did what they could with the 3DS.
Yeah.
You okay?
I'm listening.
The way you were looking at me.
Like, what the fuck? That's how I look.
Maybe it's because I'm like sitting lower than you, so it looked like you were just like.
I'm looking
Scowling.
down upon
Yeah.
you. None of you ever see me when we normally film it. It's like I just give these expressional. I listen to them.
Yeah.
Try at least.
Yeah, I'm kind of.
I talk over people too much, but whatever.
But
No worries.
Metroid again is pretty fun. Glad I bought it. Really excited for Metroid Prime 4. That's never gonna happen.
They'll wait for like 2 years.
Yeah,
Maybe.
I think probably more.
Cancel.
Cheyenne, what have you been playing?
I've just been playing some Stardew Valley and some Overwatch. I think he's ahead of me in Stardew Valley now. I was trying to keep up with him. I'm in summer year 1, having a good time with that. Overwatch
When
Halloween.
did you meet her?
What?
Summer?
What?
Shut up.
Oh, I don't
Is
know.
it inside it?
Anyway.
Fuck yeah, man!
Yeah. The Overwatch Halloween event is pretty cool. I finally got Witch Mercy after an entire year of needing it.
Same dude.
Could you buy it last year?
I don't think
For
so.
3,000.
You could?
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't
you can
sure
get the
if I wasn't sure if you could buy them
couldn't
yet.
buy
For
it last
Halloween.
Yeah, because I know I know for
They
sure
didn't
summer
implement
games you
that.
couldn't last
No.
year, and then I didn't know.
They
Yeah,
didn't
summer games you
implement
couldn't.
that
I thought for
until,
sure
I
during the
think,
event they were just like
Christmas.
3,000.
Yeah, like
Or
during the
holiday.
first few events, I don't think they had that implemented that system yet,
I don't know for sure.
and it was a big hullabaloo about the game.
What event could you do that during? Because I know there was one where you could
Christmas, I think, was the first one.
I think
want to be
so,
honest.
too.
Okay, that makes sense.
But yeah. So I
Because that was the
finally
one I
got-
first, like the first one I
Because
really played.
I feel like I would have bought Witch Mercy if I had the chance.
Yeah.
So
Well,
I
it's
finally got
expensive
it.
as fuck, though.
Yeah, it was.
Well, that too, yeah.
It's
And plus, when
3,000 points. to buy
we
the event
first
skin.
started, you wouldn't be getting as many coins, so maybe you wouldn't have.
Yeah, but I mean.
I don't know, unrelated.
Anyway, so the skins this year are pretty cool. Symmetra, I didn't like Symmetra's dragon skin at first, but I think I've warmed up to it. It looks a lot like Diablo, yeah. May is very cool. Zenyatta's awesome.
May is cool.
I think they
May
should
is-
do more
she's
like
very cold.
theme skins from their other games in Overwatch. I think that would be
I
fun.
think so too.
That's a big one. Heroes of the Storm, though. Right?
Well, I wish they had the Heroes of the Storm skins in Overwatch because like D.Va got that really cool
D.Va looks
like.
so dumb in that.
Here's the
game.
Storm's a
Dude, she
little
looks
different,
cool
like,
as shit.
That is heroes from other games.
D.Va has a cool like Asuka like.
Is there no
That
Heroes
red-
of the Storm original characters?
That's what Heroes of the
No,
Storm is.
they're-
It's heroes from all of them.
I
Yeah,
didn't know.
it's all Blizzard
So
games.
it's all Blizzard games, yeah.
So they've got like all the Diablo characters and all of that. Heroes of the Storm is an okay game,
Well, one thing we didn't talk about is according to a recent job opening at Blizzard,
right?
We're
There's
gonna
a-
do Overwatch.
there's an Overwatch something.
Something.
I really fucking hope that it is a RPG. It won't be, or an
Like
MMO.
Diablo.
But I wish it was
Any-
just
honestly,
Project Titan. I
Some-
wanted it to
some
be an
kind of
MMO.
single player
player
experience because
Yeah.
the world they've built is fucking incredible. Like they could do
like, all
so
of
much
the
with that.
lore and yeah, there's a lot of things to do there, and obviously they recognize that. So.
Yeah, something.
Yeah, so Overwatch is cool. They brought back Junkenstein. Very happy about that. They've got that new Junkenstein Endless thing where you can play. I was kicking ass as Zenyatta earlier, so Overwatch is always fun. Love it.
Dave?
I've been playing Mario Rabbids Kingdom Battle.
Yeah.
Game's
Oh!
fucking great.
Also played the Octopath demo.
Demo?
Finally.
Really? I played as the,
Octopath Traveler demo. I
Yeah.
played that
I
finally.
played as the warrior guy. I thought it was boring.
I thought it was fun. I played as the what do they call
Dancer?
it? Yeah, I played as her.
See, I fucked up. Everybody who played as
Are
her
we
first is like,
human?
I loved it.
everybody who played as her was like, I love it. And
I was,
everybody
like,
who
mad
plays
when
the
it was
warriors like, this is kind of boring. This is super like standard RPG. Like,
Yeah.
Lewin, he died. Oh no, my general. And I'm like, this is fucking boring.
Her like abilities were cool. I like the boost mechanic.
I didn't even
'cause
get
it,
to
like,
combat. I was like, this
Oh,
is just boring. Talking so much.
Try it again as the dancer. It's cool.
Yeah, the
combat's
JRPG is just not my scene, I guess.
Yeah,
But
I love them.
I've been playing Mario Rabbids. It's fucking great. I heard it was great. I just didn't buy it. It was my birthday recently, so I asked for it from my mom.
It's your birthday yet.
It's not my birthday yet, but I'm home this weekend, so
Yeah.
she obliged. And it's great. It's a great game. It's a lot like XCOM. I haven't played a lot of XCOM. I assume it's a little more simple, but there's a lot of kind of cutesy stuff you can get into with like the movement and the combo system. Like, for example, like I can put one character on Overwatch, which means basically they shoot anything that moves, and then another character has like a gun that bounces something. So it, like they shoot them up in the air, and then one of my other characters like shoots them out of the air. So that's fucking cool. Takes a lot of like patience, which I don't have for those kind of games. Like any kind of turn-based strategy game, I'm just kind of like, yeah, let's fucking do it. I don't have the skill set.
Let's fucking go.
Let's fucking go. So that's a little unfortunate, but I've been holding my own. I'm to World 3 now. I've been playing it this weekend a lot. And then I'll be playing a lot of Rocket League next week because the Halloween event is starting, and I want to get all of the drops from that. The candy corn, their new system, their new loot box system. I'm really excited for. So, yeah,
Cool.
that's it.
Cool. I have been playing South Park. The
The other one, the fractured
Sax or
butthole.
Saxon Butler.
South. Dude, fuck you.
I just said Sata Traveler or something.
Oh. What did he say when he said demo?
Samus Returns?
No,
No,
it was
the
so bad.
Octopath.
Anyway, I've been playing South Park,
Dribbler.
The Fractured Butthole. New game from Ubisoft San Diego, San Francisco. One
Sure.
of them. One of them. In
Obsidian
California.
did not develop this, right?
No.
Why, I wonder. I mean, I guess they have their own shit going.
Yeah, they're making what's it called?
Pillars of Eternity.
Yeah,
2.
Pillars of Eternity 2. But yeah, been playing that. I love the first game. Am I the only one here? Did you play the first? You didn't play the first.
No, I'm gonna buy both. when they
Yeah.
come out.
Yeah, no. And it is a mixed bag of sorts, I'd say. In that the combat is far and away the best in the two games. It's way better in this game. So this one is grid based, kind of like Fire Emblem or something
It's like
that.
Mega Man Battle Network.
Okay.
Sure, it is. Yeah, that checks out. But like, okay. Where I think a lot of the characters have really cool powers. The way they lean into the superhero kind of tropes and stuff like that, I think is very funny.
Yeah.
Oh, we play Rocket League after against Smurf
So
people.
Rocket
Hell
League.
yeah.
But the thing I was most interested to see how they would land was the comedy and like the writing and stuff in that, because I thought the first game was really good at it was really good at its comedy because of the things they chose to focus its comedy on. So like in the first game, Stick of Truth was about like high fantasy kind of stuff, and then also like a lot of the jokes revolved around just like video games in general and like the way like the dumb things in games we take for granted kind of situation. You know what I'm saying? Like just be like the dumb, like if you're doing a tutorial, like, they would make fun of like tutorials in games, like
Yeah.
as you were doing and stuff like that. And this game has some of that, and that's when it's at its best. So there's a lot of instances where they're making fun of like superhero like culture, like basically if you have you've watched South Park, yeah. So you know like Cartman's like superheroes like the Coon or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I trust you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He like there's him and there's like the Justice Power, the Justice Pals. I can't remember what their name is. And they're like they're like DC versus Marvel, and like they're both like they're like making fun of, they're like establishing a cinematic universe like in the game, and like Cartman's like saying like, all right, my movies first, and then Tweak, you're gonna have your Netflix series, and then maybe we can bring everybody together in the Coon and Friends 3. But then like there's a really funny throwaway joke I thought, like where the Wendy in South Park, she's a character who like can fuck with people's like Instagram accounts basically, and their phones and stuff like that, and her character's Call Girl or whatever. I thought that was pretty funny.
Okay.
And but like and like they have the whole like phase 1, phase 2, phase 3 of like their movie schedule on the thing, and then at the end of it, it's just like then maybe we'll find time to fit in a movie starring a woman. I thought that was pretty funny because of the lack of just any female leads in any of the Marvel movies. I thought that was pretty funny.
Yeah.
And then they do stuff again with game mechanics and make fun of that. But then the part I feel like where they really slouch behind is like they try at some points to make like very topical humor about like race or about sexuality or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, just a lot of times I feel like it misses because number one, like it's topical humor on a subject that they can't be topical about because that's not the nature of making a game. Like a game takes 3 years to make. Not an episode of South Park, like literally you hear stories about like they turn those episodes in like a few hours before they air and stuff like that. Like so they can't be as topical as that. And so I feel like a lot of the jokes are very evergreen, and that like takes away from the overall impact of stuff they might have to say. Like there's one mission in particular where basically you're helping the cops do stuff, and like the whole premise of the joke is you're just arresting random black people for like having no drugs, like, and you plant drugs on them is the whole premise of the joke, and like that's it. It doesn't really build to anything. It doesn't really say anything larger, which is fine. You're poking fun at like the flaws in the criminal justice system, but like it's just like trite and like I don't know. I didn't get really anything out of it, to be totally honest. And like I feel like that happens a lot when they try to like delve into the larger nuances in society when they're not sticking straight. And it's not like I want them. It's not like I'm saying stick to games or whatever the fuck. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Get
your politics out of my games, kind of situation. But like I don't know. At the same time, I feel like because of the way games are designed, it is hard to make these topical references and make them feel fresh and not like they're just jokes that could be pulled and put wherever you want them to be kind of situation.
Mhm.
Gotcha.
Is my full in-depth review of South Park.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
We didn't come up with a topic.
Oh shit, no we didn't.
I don't have a what's better either.
Thanks guys.
Is that gonna end it right there? Trying to think, what time we're going to see Blade Runner tonight? What are our expectations for Blade Runner?
Good.
It's gonna look
Will be good.
Great.
It's gonna look cool.
Yeah.
Thank you, Roger
At least.
Deakins.
Hopefully it won't have a rape scene. Like the first movie.
I would hope not.
Pete, what do you think? Is Blade Runner gonna be good?
What do you say, Pete?
He's sleeping.
He's
Whoa.
running away.
I'm a cat.
Okay.
Fuck off.
Oh shit, is that how cats stretch?
Yes.
That's weird. Cats are fucking weird.
Get your lady out.
That has been the Current Gaming Podcast. My name is Charles Blades. You can find me on Twitter at Charles Tilla. Cheyenne, where can we find you?
I'm on Twitter at Poop Flowers. Hi, Pete.
Alright, buddy. He's looking.
Poop Flowers.
Come
Aaron.
on up, friend.
Where can we talk to you and Pete?
Aaron M. Weeks on Twitter. Come here, buddy. He ran.
He's scared of the camera.
Yeah. No, he's not, man. He's been all over that camera. He's been all over it.
David, where can we find you?
My guy Dave on Twitter and D_Morg on Instagram.
You've been doing the art stuff still?
Been doing art, haven't uploaded anything in a while.
But you're not doing
I
the
actually uploaded something last week.
Arttober or whatever?
Inktober, not frequently.
Oh, that's sad.
Yeah, it's not my living, so.
Yeah, I understand. It's just...
Okay.
I'm
See ya!